The media has, as expected, been part as well as a subject of the debate. Does the media play a role in encouraging or discouraging integration?
When you're coming out on TV and you're scaring your society from these ethnic minorities, that is racist. That is racist. When you're putting fear into these people's hearts, that is racist.
Media coverage. I think it's really one of the worst, most poisonous things, because the media blow everything out of proportion. They like to pick on negative things. They don't portray the vast majority of Muslims because they're not interesting, because they're just normal people, law-abiding, normal people. And they like to pick on issues that represent a tiny minority of people and blow them out of proportion and make them seem like that's representative of Muslims.
The remarks of the Archbishop on Sharia law become a favourable subject for the media and stirred up a debate among Muslims on what Sharia actually means to them.
Sharia law is every single aspect of Muslim daily life, so it's, about, let's say, what type of food you eat, halal meat, how your meat is slaughtered, what type of loans you take, interest issues. Every single aspect of your life is about Sharia law.
I'm not sure if that's going to cause a problem if all other religions say, well, this is how we do things and we want it implemented. You have various laws, and I don't think they can, you can implement them, parallel to each other.
The vicious, ferocious attack on the Archbishop for merely suggesting or even questioning whether this is something permissible or not, I think that shows where we have a problem. Because even someone as prominent and as prevalent and as intellectual as the Archbishop, it seems today, cannot even mention the word Sharia in remotely favourable terms. It's as though it's a red line, it's a no-go area. Now that's, regardless of whether I agree with the Archbishop or otherwise, but that in itself, the fact that we can't even think aloud is extremely problematic, and it really speaks volumes of exactly where we are as a society that claim that we live by the notions of free speech, of democracy, of allowing people to express themselves or the such.
In the Sunday Times they had this cartoon where a woman sees a newspaper stand which talks about the Archbishop making these comments on Sharia, and she goes, "Stone me!" Now this is what people think when they hear the word Sharia. They think it's stoning adulteresses or cutting off hands. Now obviously that wasn't what the Archbishop meant.
Sharia can only be applied in Muslim countries ruled by a Muslim government, and a freely elected Muslim government, that is not a tyrannical dictatorial Muslim government or governed by a Muslim name, and also where the subjects and the citizens are majorly Muslims. It cannot, Sharia does not work within a non-Muslim environment as we do in Britain. However, there are certain strands of Sharia that can be applied, and I think that, as with Sharia-compliant products in the banking sector, you'll find that many non-Muslims actually find that they're very, very convenient and maybe something that they'd like to opt for, as we have many non-Muslims today opting for, for Islamic banking options or the such, or mortgages or the like. So, I think we need to open our minds a little bit. I think we need to understand what we're talking about, and I think that we need to once again come to the debating table whereby we can air our views without the kind of attack that the Archbishop of Canterbury came under as a result.
What the Archbishop meant was simply about family law, about an inheritance. Now there are certain problems with that, because traditionally Islamic law has given a double portion to the son over the daughter. There's also problems that family law would allow polygamy, but not allowing polyandry, a woman to marry several men. There's also the problem about the age of consent for girls being 9. These are non-negotiable. There is no way the British people will ever stand for that kind of introduction.
The question that remains is, what comes first, being British or being a Muslim?
My main priority would be a Muslim, first and foremost, and being a British second.
I think I am a Muslim in Britain, a British Muslim. You call it whatever you want to. I live in a society that allows me to live in my freedom of choice, whatever religion I follow, and it does not prosecute me for what I do. I mean, call it British Muslim, Muslim British, you call it whatever you want. A human being in British, it doesn't make any difference.
The question asked of Muslims and the challenge put to them about identity and integration seem to be peculiar to Muslims. Evidently, No similar debate centres on any other religious communities in the UK. Many Muslims suspect that this is an entirely political debate provoked by the events of 9/11 and 7th of July and fuelled by disagreements on foreign policy.